All right, let's clap it up. Yabashim Yabrakathum to all the alchemy, Yashmathum by Shai, all the sisters. With the Israelite Universe, I'll start with one history, Harlem, Commanding General Yahanna. Since 1969, we've been teaching the truth of the Bible, and the truth is that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians are true Jews. That's the devil that the Bible speaks of. We're not affiliated with any other Israelite group or Christian organization. One West is the home of the truth, and the truth only lies with One West. Tonight, we get into how courage can be contagious, and how we don't have enough of it in our community, in the black and brown community. Salaki, if you could, can you just hit that 2 times on the outside? Yeah. There we go. The water. How we do not have enough of it, but under Commanding General Yahanna, I.S.U.P.K is going out throughout the world and waking up our people, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, on how to be courageous. You know what I'm saying? We've been learning under our oppressor how to be nothing but cowards and weaklings and nothing but subservient. Whenever we try and stick our head up, and boast ourselves up, trying to pick ourselves up, we get beaten down into dust. We get grinded down into dust, into being subservient, saying we're less than, we're not even human, 3/5 of a human. You know what I'm saying? Pets and animals have more worth than us, according to our oppressor. And we want to please them so bad, we actually look up to that crap. You know what I'm saying? We actually look up to that, when none of that is true. None of that is true. What the truth is, we're going to get you what the truth is. Real quick, if you could, get me Deuteronomy 7:6. Baba Shaw. This is what the truth is about so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, according to the Most High God. These are not my words. All these words, all of this is coming through from the Most High. Before we get that, I just want to recognize the brothers that are here. Brothers are from Honduras. Brothers are from Slovakia, Salado, Sawap. I'm not sure where you from, brother. And Eliyahu, I'm not sure where you from, but you guys are
Yahabashim Yoshabrakata.
Yahanna.
It's Sawap from Dominican Republic.
From the DR, Most High in Christ.
Living in New York right now, upstate New York.
Okay, Most High in Christ. Most High in Christ. Welcome, Akim.
The water.
Whenever you got that, Pagabawa. This is what the Most High. This is how the Most High feels about blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people.
He says he's talking to the children of Israel. That every so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian. He says we are holy. What does holy mean? Holy just simply means separate. We are separate. Keep going.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
We are separated unto the Most High God. Right. All right. So there's a bunch of different people, a bunch of different races, so-called races, a bunch of different nation of people. And he says the children of Israel are separated unto the Most High God. Right. Keep going.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people.
See, the Most High chose us. It's not just, for some arbitrary reason, but the Most High chose us to be special. He chose us to be special unto himself, to have us separated from every other stinking nation that's on the face of this earth, and be holy and separate unto the Most High. Right? Keep going.
Unto himself, above all people.
What below?
Above.
Equal to.
Above.
He said the Most High God says that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the so-called scum of the earth, the bad hombres, the super predators, the savages of the earth. He said that's what the oppressor has us to believe, that we're nothing but drug dealers and dope fiends and rapists and murderers. That's who the oppressor has us really believing. And if we don't have a leader, a strong leader like Commander General Yahanna to actually say, no, we are not like that. We send your stinking behinds to the moon. We are the ones who make this country run, this world, not just this country. We're the ones that make this world run. This world goes round because of so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. You can't, if it wasn't for the advent of the cell phone, our invention, where would this world be? I can guarantee you can leave your house in the morning, go wherever, go about your day, and then realize halfway through the day that your wallet is gone, that you forgot your wallet at home, and you'll keep on going about your business. But you can get all the way across town, you get across the state, and then realize you forgot your phone. You going back to get your phone. You know what I'm saying? This is some of the just some of the inventions that we made. You know what I'm saying? And they have us believe that we are the scum of the earth, that we are deserving to have our kids on the border in cages, drinking out of the toilet bowl. Nah. The Most High God said this, that we are what?
That we are a special people,
right,
unto himself.
Right. Keep going.
Above all people.
Above the Russians.
Above all people.
Above the Ukrainians.
Above all people.
Above the British.
Above all people.
Above the Nigerians.
Above all people.
Above the Saudi Arabians.
Above all people.
Above the Chinese.
Above all people.
The Japanese.
Above all people.
The dirty slacky. The the Hawaiians.
Above all people.
He said we are above all people. And if you don't understand that part, keep reading. Maybe you'll understand this part.
Come. That are upon the face of the earth.
So there can be no misunderstanding about how the Most High God feels about us, so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. We are not super predators. We are not drug dealers. We are not rapists. We are not murderers. The number one drug dealer on earth is the U.S. government. The number one murderer on earth is the U.S. government. The number one rapist on earth is America. Like, come on. There's a reason why the Bible calls this place the whore that sits on many waters. There's a reason why that is. So whenever we hear that narrative that we are less than, or that we should work, and this is unfortunate that this is especially in the Black and brown community, that we're taught at a young age that we have to in order to get ahead in life, we have to work twice as hard as anybody else. Just to be on equal footing. Just to be on equal footing. When really everything we do, it gets taken from us. You know what I'm saying? Has anybody ever drank Jack Daniels? That was from that recipe was from a slave. It didn't come out till like a handful of years ago that it was a slave that actually had that recipe. And the reason why that Jack Daniels is a multi-billion-dollar industry is because of a slave. How many other inventions that we had that was taken away from us? You know what I'm saying? But my topic of tonight is how courage can be contagious, and how courage is contagious. And if we actually get around courageous people, we can do courageous things. we get around the right men, we can do courageous things like go out and stand up against the U.S. government and feed the our Haitian brothers and sisters on the border. You know what I'm saying? You have some?
Come on, sir. I just wanted to bring out the originator of Jack Daniels, if possible.
Go ahead.
Slucky. Jack Daniels is the world's most popular whiskey brand, but until recently, few people knew the liquor was created by Nathan Nearest Green, an enslaved black man who mentored Daniel.
Who mentored him? Imagine that, a slave mentoring a master. Why? Because I heard commentary. Shannon Sharp say something like this. He said something along the lines of, "There's a reason why people enslaved other people. Is either they could not do the things, the tasks that they wanted to get done, or they did not want to do it. It's one or the other. One of the two reasons. They couldn't build a kingdom, they couldn't build a nation, or they did not want to. So what they did was destroy a people in order to get the things that they wanted. This dude cannot, get whiskey. If anybody, has anyone ever drank moonshine? That's some nasty stuff. True. In my opinion, that's like you go into the to the gas station and getting a cup and then pouring the gasoline in the cup and then drinking that. To me, that is some nasty. That's some nastiness. It takes Israel to take something like that and make it into Jack Daniels, one of the top liquor or spirits in the world. So one of the top strongs in the world. Doesn't matter where you're from. Doesn't matter what language you speak. You've heard of some Jack Daniels. You know what I'm saying? Come on. But like I was saying, we're gonna get into our topic for tonight. Anybody have any questions before I start? You could give me 1 Maccabees chapter 2. Matter of fact, start at 1. First Maccabees 1. 1-1, Bible shop.
Come.
It's like your brother said, the potato chips were invented by a black man as well.
Wow. Bet
you can't eat just one. Salaki, I had to.
Come. 1 Maccabees chapter 1, verse 1. And it happened after that, Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian.
This who we're talking about right here, we call him in today's times, we call him, or his name is Alexander the Great. This is Alexander the Greek. The world calls him Alexander the Great. So this is who we're talking about for context purposes. Keep going.
Come. Who came out of the land of Chedem, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, that he reigned in his stead, right, the first over Greece. Verse 2, and made many wars, and won many strongholds, and slew the kings of the earth.
So he was a very powerful man. There's a reason why they call him out as the Great. His moniker is the Great. It's because he went out and he made war with a lot of people, a lot of nations. He damn near conquered the whole earth. You understand what that is? Damn near conquering the whole earth. Him in a time where, it took you days to cross the state. You know what I'm saying? To cross a landmass. He damn near conquered the whole earth. Went after nation and totally and utterly destroyed them and beat them into submission. And how the way he grew was once he beat them into submission, he forced them to join his forces. And if you didn't submit to his forces, you were killed. Right? So this is how the way he spread so quickly, right? Keep going.
Come. Verse 3, and went through to the ends of the earth and took spoils of many nations, insomuch that the earth was quiet before him.
There was no one that could stand up to him. He actually went out and he went and warred and destroyed. Just like the scripture says, Esau was blessed with the sword, and he's using that to his advantage. He's nothing but a vagabond. He has no home, so he goes and takes other people's homes. Right? Keep going.
Come. Whereupon he was exalted, and his heart was lifted up.
Right? He boasted himself up because he won so many wars. He was not humbled. Right? Keep going.
Come. Verse 4. And he gathered a mighty strong host, and ruled over countries and nations and kings, who became tributaries unto him.
What's a tributary?
A person that gives him praise. They give tribute.
What's tribute?
A worshiper.
Con.
You got something?
Tax.
What's that?
Con, sir. Tax. Great tax.
Yeah. It was sort of a tax. Yes, they came on. Salakia. Yes. So they were yes. It was some sort of it was like a I guess you can call it a tax. You can call it tax. What they did was they came on it was a period of time. Maybe it might have been yearly, it might have been, quarterly, semi-annually, however much times within this allotted time they were supposed to give tribute to the king. And that's exactly what we do come April 15th. In the U.S. at least. I don't know about other countries, but other countries you still have to pay a tax, right? In order to operate and do whatever you need to do. You still have to pay a tax for the people. You don't even have to be a citizen. For the people that live and earn money in the U.S., that deadline is April 15th. And that tax is so important that when I say it's so important, it's so important to the oppressor that no matter how powerful you are, you can be taken down with taxes. Give me an example of who I'm talking about. Somebody who was so powerful they couldn't take him down, but what they took him down with taxes.
Donald Trump.
No, he didn't get taken down.
Looks like I don't know, sir.
Anybody online? Well, just for time's sake, you ever heard of a gangster called Al Capone? Al Capone was a serial murderer. He was a pimp. He was a bootlegger. He did all this. He was organized crime. He bribery. He intimidated, the police and politicians and judges. Had ordered people killed his rivals, and the police could not do anything to him. They could not convict him. But what did convict him of? They convicted him of not paying taxes. So this tributaries and tribute is so important to the oppressor. There's going to be a time when the gates of the kingdom of heaven will be open 24/7, because all the nations will be bringing tribute in 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's in the scripture. That will happen. But until then, we have to pay tribute to the leaders of our individual places that we reside. I'm even going to say our nation, because this ain't our nation. This hellhole, wherever we are on the face of the earth, is not our nation. It's not our country. So we have to pay tribute. And if you think you own, land, you think you own some property, go ahead and not pay them taxes. You could own $1 million property, multi-million-dollar property, and you can have $3,000 worth of tax, and you got a year to pay that $3,000 worth of tax. You don't pay that, everything that's on that land is not yours. It is the property of the whatever government that you, in the U.S. That's the property of the U.S. government. Go ahead and not pay your taxes, and see what happens. See what happens. This tributary is a real thing, right? So read that last scripture again, Baba Kashar.
Come. Verse 4. And he gathered a mighty strong host and ruled over countries and nations and kings who became tributaries unto him.
God damn, the people who led their own countries became a tributary to this Greek, this oppressor, Esau. That's how strong he was in the world at that time, right? Let's keep going, Baba Kashar.
Come. Verse 5. And after these things he fell sick,
Right,
and perceived that he should die. Verse
right.
6.
So he went to some lands, and there's some argument on how the way he died, but he got some illness and he died of this illness. He didn't die like quick, fast, and in a hurry, but it wasn't slow as well. When he got ill, he was like, "Man, I'm going to die." So he gathered up his generals and divided up the land unto his generals. Right? Keep going.
Come. Verse 6. Wherefore he called his servants, such as were honorable, and had been brought up with him from his youth, and parted his kingdom among them, while he was yet alive.
Right? Keep going.
Verse 7. Come. Verse 7. So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died.
So he reigned 12 years, and he damn near conquered the whole earth in 12 years. That's how great he was, according to their standards. You know what I'm saying? The U.S. tried to conquer Afghanistan, and they couldn't even do it in 20 years with all their military might. Let me tell you something. Maybe I should say that. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Salakia. The old man was in Esau's military. And even when the old man was in Esau's military, there was some older folks that was there, and they said, you know, from their time to my time, it was soft. You know, it was getting softer. It was getting softer. And I was like, yeah, whatever. It seemed like it was more discipline in Esau's military than it was, you know, as a civilian, right? Fast forward for a time for me to get out, and I'm looking around, and I'm hearing things. I'm hearing things like stress cards. You ever heard of a stress card?
No.
These niggas, seriously, a stress card is like, and they have it in boot camp. So in boot camp, the object really of boot camp is to basically strip you down and to get you to follow orders whenever, you know, orders are given, right? So they strip you down. When I say strip you down, I'm talking about like mentally, right? They try and mentally strip you down and then like build you up so that whenever whenever they need to get you to do something, it's like, you know, just boom, get you to do it, right? They implemented these things called stress card, and at first it was certain branches, and then I thought it would never get to this branch, right? So a stress card is if they're you know, in your face and you're so stressed out you can't take it, you want them to stop yelling at you, you just pull out this stress card, and then they have to like leave you alone. They have to like leave you alone for however many amount of time. I don't know how long it was, but I was like, man, that's so stupid. So if you're in the fog, because you're in the military, you're expected to go to war, right? You're expected to go to war, and the U.S. was literally at war for 20 years. So if you're going to the very basic of basic training, and you cannot take the stress of someone yelling at you, just the fiber of the U.S. military is just, you know, the quality is going down. It's just going down. Then I heard about other things, you know, and then, you know, they they done away with the policy don't ask, don't tell, and then I wasn't in Esau's military at that time, but I was working around, the installation, and here in comes this community member, right? Sashaying in and then walking. I'm like, yo, are you? And then I seen the same dude when I was around some other military folks, active duty, and I was, he sashayed in, and then I looked at the dude, and he was like, man, I can't say anything. Like he would get in trouble. Like I understood what he was saying without saying what he wanted to say. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? But he couldn't even do anything. And just the fiber of what was once the world's mightiest military is broken down to these shims and to these people going into the military and making it to what it is right now. So much so that the so-called world's largest or strongest military gets beaten by people who literally, these people in Afghanistan, the Taliban, they literally hold press releases and say, we are going on hiatus for this amount of time. We will not be going to war from this time to this time. And then they do another press release in the spring and say, you know what? That is over. We're now back at war.
That was very courteous of them.
That's very courteous of them. Now, the U.S. lost to them. Who puts out press releases and say the snow is too high, so we're not going to fight. The Earth's so-called mightiest military that has drones. I even seen how the U.S. came out with this like little polymer fly. The dragonfly, like a drone. It's like, I'm dead ass. It's like this little fly, and it looks like a damn fly. And it's a drone, and it goes in and does whatever the hell they need it to do. Recon, yeah, basically recon. They put a little small explosive on it, put it on the back of somebody's neck, and then boom. That military lost to people who live in, literally, I'm not making this up, live in caves. Who says the snow is too deep for us to get our munitions, for us to get our travel, whatever. So we're gonna put this war on hold until the winter ends and then the snow melts. The mightiest, military lost to them, and I wonder why.
Because they make excuses. We don't.
They make excuses. Well, the Most High is setting up for them to fail. The Most High is setting up for them to fail, even if they were at the height of their military prowess, where they weren't afraid of anything, which I don't believe. And Christ came back, it still wouldn't be anything. Still wouldn't be anything. There would be no match. Their heads will still roll. Right. But now so much division, so much confusion. Now if you're in the military and if you come out transgender, the military has to pay for that surgery. Yeah. Yeah. Just like I was saying, courage is contagious. So is confusion. Confusion is contagious. So is cowardice. Cowardice is contagious. If there's a coward within the ranks, the Most High will do stuff to push that cowardice out. It's either you're going to nut up or shut up. You're going to boot up or you're going to get the hell out of here. There is no room in this body for cowardice, for weakness. And if you do have a weakness, there's a way to get that, to make that weakness into a strength. What is it called? Counsel. Exactly. It's called counsel. It's called going to your camp leader and saying, Salaki, sir, I have this weakness, this, and that. I keep thinking about this, and I know this is against the Most High. This is not how One West operates. How do I get rid of this? You have to humble yourself to build yourself up. Salaki, I went on a little rant. Salaki. Let's keep reading, Baba Shah.
Come. First Maccabees chapter 1 verse 7. So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died.
Right.
Verse 8. And his servants bare rule, every one in his place. Verse 9. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth.
All right, so they didn't have that one hardcore leader to keep them all in check. Once they put crowns on themselves, they figured they're kings of their territory, and they could do whatever the hell they want to do. And because they have no moral compass, our oppressor, best believe it, our oppressor has zero moral compass. They have no empathy. They have no conscience. They do things that they see fit to do. And if they see that they can get away with it, I was watching this documentary on John Wayne Gacy. This dude, I don't know how in the hell he got away with what he got away with for so long. You know who John Wayne Gacy is?
No,
he was a serial killer who was a homosexual, and he would lure young like teenagers and young men into his house, and then he would brutalize them and then kill them. He would have his way. What does that sound like? Salakia. That sounds like that sounds like that happened like from a group that refused to bow down to orders. They had people who had homosexual urges, and they went out and acted on the homosexual urges, and then once they actually did it, they went and try to shoot the dude in the face. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. But that's what that sounds like. But this dude, he, according to him, because they don't know how the first dude got killed or the circumstances that the first guy got killed. But the first guy once he killed the first dude, because he said he killed him in self-defense. He did they did whatever they did. He told the dude to, sleep it off, whatever. And he said he woke up to this guy trying to go and kill him. That's what he said. And he wound up killing the other guy. But that's BS. Because all the things that he did afterwards was more conscious. Like, hey, I'm going to do this. I am going to do this. This is what he was explaining, right? So this dude wound up doing this cycle, and after the first time he did it, he said he didn't want to call the police because he didn't know how it looked like, so he buried him in a crawl space under his house, right? So he waited, a day, he waited a week, he waited some time. It was like no one's coming after and looking after, coming to him to see what the hell went on, right? So he went and did it again because he didn't get caught. He went and did it again, and then went and did it again. And then went and did it again. He did it so much that he did not have enough room under his house to bury all these bodies. So then he started throwing them in the lake, in the river. So from what they gather, he had 29 bodies under his house. 29 under his house. 29 bodies under his house, and he had at least one that they found that he threw in the river. So he had 30 bodies on him. You got some?
Yeah, so the way you explained that sounded like addiction.
Exactly. He was addicted to murder. Just like all these our oppressor, all of our oppressors are addicted to something, mainly keeping us down, mainly keeping us at a state that we cannot prosper and live up to what Deuteronomy 7:6 says. It takes a man like Commanding General Yahanna to stave off everything that the oppressor threw at him, and then stave off everything that our people threw at him, to raise up a bunch of men, righteous men, to stand up to these oppressors. And it was a beautiful thing being at camp this past Saturday. We had the honor of having, the generals at camp, and man, that was. I'm not sure it's like. I'm not sure if any of that stuff is going to make YouTube, because a lot of stuff that we're instructed not to say. And the reason why we're instructed not to say is because it was a lot of stuff that can take down a YouTube channel, or get flagged for whatever reason, even if it's 100% true and correct. The way that the oppressor does battle with us, Salakia. It's like, give me 1 second, Bubba Shop. It's like, what was that? What was I saying? Where was
the
I?
addiction of the oppressor, the addiction the oppressor has to keep us down. Yeah, lost it. That's all we want.
No sweat, no sweat. Yeah, the oppressor has an addiction to hold us down, as far as like redlining. If anybody knows what redlining is, as far as limiting our resources to our schools, so that we cannot get the proper education that our children need to survive in this world. Or how about having basically the school to prison pipeline, you know what I'm saying? Or making such conditions and laws to whereas I ain't gonna say we have to, but so much conditions and poverty in our community only, Black, brown, and so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American, that it would make sense in our fallen state that we would have to actually go out and commit some sort of felony or some sort of crime in order to feed our family. They put us in those conditions as an addiction to our oppressor. Why? Because they cannot fathom us even being equal to them. They cannot fathom that. And you know what? We should be, not even gonna say in that spirit, we should be in the spirit of where we cannot even fathom that they are anywhere equal to us. We should be so far ahead of them that why are you even looking at me? Why are you talking to me? Why are you in my presence? Get somebody else to interpolate whatever you need from me. I don't want to hear from you. I don't want to talk to you. That's how our people should be. But we've been brainwashed for 400 years. It's going to take a little more than just saying, that we are better than them. We have to show proof, which we do every day. You come into this class and we show proof that we're better than them. We have to go into the book that we've learned from a youth. And when I say a book, I'm talking about this right here, and show them the hypocrisy of what our oppressor has taught us versus what is actually in here. Because our oppressor told us that we're nothing. We're less than nothing. We're not even human. Cats and dog. You kill a cat and dog, you will get more years than killing a black man, black or brown man or woman. Kidnap a black or brown woman. But according to the Bible, it says that we are above everybody that's upon the face of this earth. And once we actually get that into our heads, once we get that into our fiber and our being, we can truly 100% separate from our oppressor. Slacky, give me 1 second, Baba Shaw. All right, let's keep reading, Baba Shaw. There's a lot to go. Salakia.
First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 10. And there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes, son of Antiochus the king, who had been an hostage at Rome. And he reigned in 137 years of the kingdom of the Greeks. Verse 11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men,
right,
who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us.
Who's that sound like? Who's that sound like? That sounds like Pastor Porkchop. That sounds like, TD Jakes. That sounds like Theft Your Dollar. That sounds like Martin Luther King Jr. That sounds exactly like Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson. That sounds like all of our so-called leaders telling us that even though these people butchered us, raped us, raped our men and women, had our children used as gator bait, you know what I'm saying? Totally, utterly destroyed us. Pushed crack and heroin into our community so that it'd be generationally we do not have proper nucleus homes in the black and brown community. Now we have to listen to those pimps in the pulpit and now say we should forgive them for everything that they've done to us for 400 years and then join them. There's a saying, if you can't beat them, join them. It's not according to the Bible. That's an oppressor. That's an oppressor ideology. If you can't beat them, join them. No. In these scriptures, if you read a little further, there was some brothers who died painful, torturous death, one by one. 7 brothers saw the older brother go right before them. And each time they refused to join the oppressor. And the oppressor said, all you have to do is eat this thing, and you won't die. You will live. And they said, no. They most likely said more than just no. You know what I'm saying? If I'm about to die, well, what? I'm gonna say whatever the hell I'm gonna say. Right. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. Salakia. Puerto Rico. Yeah. Gacy was 33. Damn. Gacy killed 33 people. Gacy killed 33 people. I saw a little thing, like a little clip snippet of they actually Salakia. Salakia, yeah. This dude killed 33 people. 33 people. You got to be a special type of someone to kill that many people and just I'm not even gonna say function in society, but just like, because I know people who have taken a life and that haunts them. Like, they see that man's face or that woman's face when they sleep at night. You know what I'm saying? And for someone to do that 33 times, and the way he killed them was up close and personal. It wasn't, a bang bang type situation. This dude was a disgusting, vile beast. And you know what? All of the oppressors are like that. You got something?
Yeah, Consul, I think that's called a sociopath.
Sociopath. I don't know what the hell.
Salaka,
He was an oppressor. Hold on 1 second, Salaka. Yeah, what's up?
Shalom, Jawab, Hashem, Hashem, Barakatah.
Yes, Qatar.
Yeah, they're pushing real hard the gay agenda on us. That's all I gotta say.
You damn right. You damn right. They are definitely pushing the gay agenda on us, on all of society. You know what I'm saying? There was a thing that came out. There was a secret recording from one of the Disney execs that said we're going to make a gay character in every single one of our films coming up. Like, are you serious? For what? Why are you teaching kids about homosexuality? For what? Why can't you just let kids be kids? That makes no goddamn sense. That the cereal snack Rice Krispies, it has the 3 like little L's or doors, whatever they are. Snack, crackle, and pop. Well, now they came out and said one of them, the last one, Pop, is transsexual. Like, are you dead at? Come on, seriously? For what? For what? They are definitely pushing that crap on us. 100%. Cowardice is contagious. This confusion is contagious. And they're trying to corrupt us. Because the scripture says if they know who we are, and as long as they get us to disobey the Most High God, they will always be on top. Well, unfortunately for them, they woke up a man named Commander General Yahanna, who has fought tooth and nail to keep this school going and to raise up what he has risen up right here, right now, so that there won't be any confusion, so that it will be order set back in the earth. We was talking a few weeks ago about about what the kingdom of heaven actually looks like, and the young brother they posted a picture. General Mayak's son and General Hazayan's daughter went to the prom. I'm not sure if they're actually courting each other, but if they were, that is the kingdom of heaven right there. If they are courting each other, he does not have to worry about certain things that we had to worry about when we're courting a woman. He will never have to know about baby mama drama. You know what I'm saying? He will never have to know about some dude who's talking that stuff, and now you're gonna have to go and knock 2 or 3 of his teeth out. You know what I'm saying? Because he's saying something about your woman. You know what I'm saying? He will never have to know. He will never have to know any of that because Commander General Yahanna raised up General Maya and raised up General Hazayan, and then they raise up their kids so that their kids can actually experience the kingdom of heaven. And that's actually according to the scripture. If you practice the way, I'm paraphrasing right now, but if you practice the ways of the kingdom of heaven, one day you'll just look up and you'll have the kingdom of heaven right here with you. So those kids don't have to worry about the things that we had to worry about when we were coming up before we was in the truth, and even now in the truth. Because the world is so confused. If a man is trying to court a woman, or even if a woman is trying to court a man, one second, I'll get with you. Even if a woman's trying to court a man, you're gonna have to go back to that birth certificate and see if that's really a man, if that's really a woman. Man, it was this movie that came out. I don't know what in the world was movie, but I just seen it like snippets. You know what I'm talking about. I don't know what movie it was, but this dude found out that his woman was a man. That's all I have to say about that. You got something?
Sir, I got the precept.
Let's go.
Proverbs chapter 22, verse 6.
It'll be hell to pay. It'll be hell. He was supposed to be coming up in the draft, and that's why he wasn't, going eight crap on her. Damn that draft, man. Damn that slack you. I'm just gonna have to take that check and slack you, sir. Well, you know what? Nah. If you would actually just sit and talk to the person, meet their parents, talk to the father. What was her name when she was a baby? What did you call her? You know what I'm saying? Let me see some baby pictures. Let me see her at 7 years old, and then at 12, and then at 16. Let me see them pictures. If you would have done that, then it wouldn't been no need to try and break down the goddamn door.
Was that? You're right, because right now, with the technology right now, they get it real professional. The males, like there's some male that you can see.
Yeah.
The first time they are males.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the professional ones, the ones that you have no clue that that's a male.
You absolutely right. You are absolutely right. And you know what? I don't even know if I should say this because this dude. I was working in DC. I was at I was a bouncer in a nightclub here in DC. It was a popular nightclub. Dream, you know about it?
Damn.
Right? All right. So it was this person who was a public figure, right? And when I seen him, I recognized him. I was like, hey, what's up? He was talking to somebody. And after he finished talking to him, they went off, right? He was talking like, hey, you such. Yeah, I seen you on this and this and that, right? He was like, yeah. And then he was looking at the person that he was talking to, and I was like, I don't mean to be disrespectful, rude, but that's a dude. It's like I don't care. I don't care. That's I just got to have it. And the reason why I say this is because this person is in the post. Nah, fuck that. Slack it. He running for mayor. You know who I'm talking about. Yeah. So I'm like, wow. Yeah. So I'm like, there are some people who there's a ton of people who look like one thing, but really they were born and the Most High intended them for them to be something else. So like nowadays, man, you can't even I don't know. It's like you gotta get a DNA test and match up the X and the Y chromosomes. Like they probably faking the the birth certificate. You know what I'm saying?
Watermark and everything.
Yeah, man. You gotta get the DNA. Let me see the X and the Y across. I don't know which one is the which, but you gotta get the one that says you're a female, and I want to see them 2 chromosomes in your DNA. If they ain't in your DNA, and I'm doing a test. I'm not telling you to go do this as a company. No, I'm doing a test. But this is the world we live in now. This is the world we live in now. But fortunately for our kids, they, as long as we stay in the truth, they won't have to deal with none of this. Joe Mayak's daughter, son does not have to deal with this. Joe Hazayan's daughter does not have to deal with this. This is things that they get to take for granted because of the hard work that Commander General Yahanna has put into us. You know what I'm saying? So that there won't be no Zion, Wades. There won't be none of that. What? Zaya, Salakia. There will be no Zaya Wades. Yeah.
And City Stars.
Who the hell is that?
The Transformer that was with Darius McCrary.
Oh, that was a movie?
Eddie Winslow. And the Transformer.
Yeah, I forgot about Eddie Winslow. I forgot about Eddie Winslow. Wow. Yeah, there would be no Transformers. The only Transformers it will be Bumblebee.
That's right.
And Optimus Prime and Megatron. That's the only Transformer I would like. Bumblebee, you know what I'm saying? And the Transformers that's out on the poles that gives me electricity so I can, play 2K. That's the only Transformers I like.
Right.
Anything other than that has to go. Has to go. You had a precept?
Come. Proverbs chapter 22, verse 6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it.
He will not depart from it. That's an excellent precept. Now those two kids, they get to take for granted some certain things that we cannot take for granted. Why? Because they've actually lived in places where when I say live, I'm talking about they grew up in the truth. You know what I'm saying? They get to take things for granted. Whereas we can't. We've been through certain hells. We've been through things that the oppressor has damn near broken us. And how do we know we're not broken? Is because we're in here getting fixed, getting mended up, getting counsel, being around courageous men so that it can be contagious, so that we can be in turn be courageous, have courage. Let's get back to the scripture about Bashar.
Come. First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 11. In those days went out of Israel wicked men.
Slack it real quick. Yeah, you're right. In Vietnam, not only in Vietnam, but like in Asia, a lot of the, especially Southeast Asia, Vietnam, Thailand, Philippines, they are called ladyboys. They are called ladyboys. Man, man, nah, let's not. Esau's military is a vile beast. I don't think you understand how vile Esau's military is. And it's no wonder that they are the first to go. How do I know that they're the first to go?
Because you've seen it for yourself.
Scripture. Because they will be gathered together and the Lord will plead with them. The whole earth is going to be coming to fight each other. Christ is going to come back. They're going to team up. That's the military. That's the military. They're going to team up and try and fight the Most High, fight Christ. Yeah. They're going to be gathered in the valley of Jehoshaphat. And the Most High is going to plead with them. What does that mean? That means their heads are going to roll. Esau's military is It's disgusting, vile. All of them, Moab's military, Esau's, Ham's, all of them are just vile, disgusting beasts. How do I know this? All you gotta do is turn on the TV. The when Haiti, our Levite brothers and sisters had the earthquake that damn near leveled, cities. Who came over there to so-called help them? NATO. NATO came over to help them. And what is NATO? North Atlantic Treaty Organization. It's basically a pseudo military base with a bunch of different countries. So we're gonna have U.S. citizens. I mean, U.S. military, Swedish military, Polish military, British, French, whatever, Portuguese. All these military members, they come together and form this unit, and then they go out and supposedly help. Well, they raped a bunch of Levi sisters, impregnated them, and then just bounced. All of them a bunch of vile, dirty beasts. All of them. A lot of them, and they're gonna be dealt with. All right, let's keep going, Baba Kashar.
First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow.
And that sounds exactly what we said back when we got out of Egypt. That's exactly what we said during the civil rights. No. Commander General, just like Commander General Yahanna said, once we actually separate from them, there's going to be some woes, there's going to be some pitfalls, there's going to be some troubles. But once I would kind of liken it to, a heroin addict who is addicted to this drug, and they need this drug, but it's killing them. This drug is literally killing. They're dissolving in front of your eyes. And once they actually get off of it, they get worse. They get these cravings, they get sweat, they get physically ill and physically sick. But after a while, their body learns to deal without that poison and builds itself up even stronger. Once we get out from amongst our oppressor, we're gonna have these withdrawal pangs. We're gonna have these things that we wanted, these comforts that we wanted, that we thought was comforts, but that so-called comfort comes with a knee on the back of your neck, with someone videotaping it, and there's nothing anybody else can do until you die. That comfort comes from saying that you're allowed to carry a gun as long as you have this permit. And you get that permit and carry that gun, and then you murdered for it in front of your woman and your child. That's what those creature comforts come with. Or having your teenage son, walk home from school or a friend's house, then having someone chase him down and then murder him in cold blood. That's what these creature comforts come with. No, I'd rather have my son be safe and protected because I follow the Most High's law, statutes, and commandments. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather go through those pangs from withdrawal so that I can soon be in a position where I am taking their babies from suckling from their mother and then putting them on auction blocks. I'm willing to go through them pangs. I'm willing to stop smoking weed. I'm willing to stop to stop chasing these whores. I'm willing to stop celebrating Christmas and birthdays and all this other nonsense like Father's Day. I'm willing to stop all of that crap so that I can say, is that baby born healthy? Give it here. Give it here. I ain't gonna say no. I ain't gonna say it one more time. Give it here. And then take that baby away. You see this baby? It's the last time you're gonna see it. All right. This baby can fetch me $300-$400.
So
$300-$400, and I get that new PS5. That's that new PS5 right there. You got another one? I can get me another pair of Jordans. And all I got to do is not eat pork, not eat shrimp, crab, or lobster. Man, that's easy. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. Man, we way behind. Let's keep going, Baba Shaw.
Kadoka. First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 12. So this device pleased them well.
All right, so this device, we're gonna skip all this down because it's gonna, if you read on your own, First Maccabees chapter 1, it's gonna tell you how the might of Alexander the Great, Alexander the Greek was, and all his generals, and then it came down to how they spoiled the whole earth. They spoiled Israel. They went into our temples and spoiled our temples. What did I say? What do I say? What do I mean when I say spoil? They took everything from us. They took everything. They went in. They took the fine linen. They took the fine gold, the silver, the brass. They took all of that, all the ornaments, all the incense. They took everything, and they spoiled it for themselves. And then they tore our stuff down. And things that they did not tear down, they made profane. They made vile. Right? Skip me over to chapter 2, verse 1.
Kadoka. First Maccabees chapter 2, verse 1. In those days arose Mattathias, the son of John, the son of Simeon, a priest of the sons of Jored from Jerusalem, and dwelt in Modin.
Right.
Verse 2. And he had 5 sons, Johanan, called Cadiz.
Now, right there, that's black and brown right there. I have a cousin. We call him Augie, right? But his name is something totally. His name is something totally different than Augie. Like, I don't know where we got Augie from, but I think his name is John. See, that's how much I call him. By what we call his name is his given name is John, right? But we call him Augie. I don't know where in the hell Augie came from John, but that's us. How many times we go somewhere and they say, oh, that's such and such. Who? That's such and such. And then they say, oh, the nickname that they give him. I know his name. You 30 years old. You ain't know his real name is such as whatever your whole life. You know what I'm saying? But this is us. This is what we do. This is what we do. Keep going.
Kadoka. Verse 3. Simon called Thesai. Verse 4. Judas, who was called Maccabeus. Verse 5. Eleazar, called Avaram, and Jonathan, whose surname was Apphus. Verse 6. And when he saw the blasphemies that were committed in Judah and Jerusalem,
talking about Mattathias, when he saw all these disgusting, vile lies against the Most High, right? Keep going.
Verse 7. He said, woe is me, wherefore was I born to see this misery of my people? So
he's like, man, this grieves my heart, man. I'm seeing all this. It's sort of similar to like even now when I go out to camp, even not even just to camp, but just go out and I'm amongst my people and I see my people, doped out or how the way our sisters dress. That damn FNF. Yeah, FNF video. F nigga free.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? There's a damn pregnant woman twerking on that goddamn video. And then at the end of the video, they're holding their kids. Like, are you serious?
yeah,
This is the state of our people. Like, I see that and I'm like, man, the old man was like, all right, well, whatever. Man, she got a fat. Let me see that. But now, when I see how the way we actually were, how royal we were, and then I look at how our people are now, man, that grieves me. That grieves me. Just like this brother is saying, man, I can't believe I'm seeing it. I'm living to see such destruction of our people, of our holy things, right? Keep going.
Come. And of the holy city, and to dwell there. It was delivered into the hand of the enemy, and the sanctuary into the hand of strangers. Verse 8. Her temple is become as a man without glory.
Man without glory, like a shaven man. He's a shell of his former self. And just like what General SHALAM was saying about that Muslim brother, he was saying, man, you've been coming against us for 20 years. And I see the disintegration that you've been in, you know what I'm saying? From the time he first came up against us back then to the state that he's in right now. And that dude talks so goddamn much. But when he said that, he was just he was quiet. I don't know if you noticed that. He was quiet. He was just like, and he had like a fake smile trying to like a
It was a defensive smile.
Yeah, exactly. It was a defensive smile. He was like General Shammah told him exactly what the hell was going on in his life, and he exposed him in front of everybody. And he couldn't even argue back. He was just sitting there, just smiling, and it was one of the fakest smiles that I've ever seen. Like I seen right through it. But this is what our people have become. We were on top. We were on top. And now we're subject to this. You know what I'm saying? This lifestyle. And it's really our fault because we refuse to listen to what the Most High God has to say. We would rather listen to our oppressor who says all you have to do is pray over the pork sandwich, the ham hock, the hog maws, the pig feet, the chitlins, and go and this crab boil, and you good. All that is turned righteous, and it'll be healthy for you. And it'll be meat for your bones. No. The Most High God says, if you eat this, you will die. And that's exactly what we're doing. There's two places I like to point out here in America. You got the so-called New England, the Northeast, like Maine and Vermont and all that stuff. Then you got Baltimore. Niggas in Baltimore. Oppressor is in the Northeast, the Maine and Vermont. Baltimore has crabs, is really known for crabs. And our people eat that, like it's no tomorrow. And we have the highest rate of kidney failure because of that, eating that crap. Maine and Vermont and all that, they're known for their what is it called? The lobsters. Same family. They're known for that. How are their kidney failure rates? It's not even a blip in the map. Why? Because the Most High God told us not to eat that crap. Told us not to eat that. And the reason why we're dying like that at these, alarming rates, they're eating just as much lobster as we're eating crabs down here. That place up there is known for all that stuff. Baltimore is known for crabs. The only difference is the Most High God told us not to. Our parents told us, be in the house before the street lights get on. And if you're not out and back at the crib by the time street lights get on, your hind parts are getting whooped. Not your friends. That's why we're dying like that. And this is exactly what he's saying, what his brother is saying. We were once so high. Now we're, because we listen to the oppressor, we're so low. Keep going.
Come. Verse 9. Her glorious vessels are carried away into captivity. Her infants are slain in the streets.
Just like Tamir Rice. Slain in the streets. All right, keep going.
Come. her young men with the sword of the enemy.
Just like Mike Brown, just like Alton Sterling, just like Ahmaud Arbery. Man, it can go on and on and on. Keep going. Hold on. There was a you said it was a sister that was shot, 16-year-old in DC?
15-year-old.
15-year-old. Just shot in the street yesterday. Wasn't it a Juneteenth celebration?
Come.
The hell we celebrating? The Most High God says, I despise your feast days. And who's dying? We're dying. Keep going.
Come. Verse 10. What nation has not had a part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoils?
This goes to show you that every nation on the face of the earth had a hand in our destruction. Everybody is going to get the business. Whether you see it like right now, at least in this part of the world, there's certain people that we don't see that is like overtly see that they're suppressing us. You know what I'm saying? I don't see too many Hawaiians, coming out and calling the cops on us, carrying in us, right? But they had a hand in our destruction altogether. You know what I'm saying? You don't see well, yes you do. There's a lot of Asians out here. There's a lot of Moab and Ammon out here. In this real area, you don't really see Elam, but you go to Trinidad, you go to the Caribbean. They're like Esau. You know what I'm saying? When I say like Esau, you see them overtly spitting in your eye. This is a fact. This is a fact. There's a place in Argentina, not just a place. There are places in Argentina that is 100% German. 100% German. If you go into this town, you will see nothing but German signs. You see nothing but blonde hair, blue-eyed devils walking in lederhosens, speaking German in a Spanish-speaking country. They had a destruction, and all of them had a hand in our destruction. Keep going.
Come. Verse 11. All her ornaments are taken away.
All this stuff that we had here. And if you read in Samuel and Kings, you will see how the way King David and King Solomon decorated the temple. Solid gold. You know what I'm saying? Solid silver. The finest jewels, the precious jewels, the gems, shining bright. Shout out to the brother who made the Hebrew Academy rings. Man, I saw someone wearing it in the light, and that junk, kind of like, you know what I'm saying? I need to get me one of them. Lord allow, get me one of them. But keep going.
Come. Of a free woman, she has become a bond slave.
Our women has become slaves, right? Just like it's happening right now. Keep going.
Come. Verse 12. And behold, our sanctuary, even our beauty and our glory, is laid waste, and the Gentiles have profaned it.
Everything that is about us, they profane it. Everything about us has been laid to waste. We even in our low condition, even some of the most beautiful women, the finest sisters, the flyest dudes come from the ghetto, come from nothing, and make something out of nothing. You know what I'm saying? But even that, we're laid to waste. Keep going.
Come. Verse 13. To what end, therefore, shall we live any longer? Verse 14. Then Mattathias and his sons rent their clothes and put on sackcloth and mourn very sore.
Man, it was like they came to, it was like this an epiphany, this awakening. Like, man, they just woke up one day and we was in a little hell. So much so that they just, rip their clothes off and you just put on sackcloth and just, mourn openly. Like, man, this ain't us. This ain't it. This ain't it. And if you read on, we're gonna read on. Mattathias and his family was a prominence. They wasn't people looked up to them. You know what I'm saying? They held a certain amount of sway from the people, right? But yet they did this, right? Keep going.
Come, verse 15. In the mean, while the king's officers, such as compelled the people to revolt, came into the city molded to make them sacrifice.
Right.
Verse 16. And when many of Israel came into them, Mattathias also and his sons came together.
Right.
Verse 17. Then answered the king's officers and said to Mattathias on this wise, Thou art a ruler and an honorable and great man in the city, and strengthened with sons and brethren.
Right. So think of someone who has clout, who has power. People come to and listen to. You know what I'm saying? Think of your Jay-Z's and your LeBrons and whatnot. People who actually, have power and people look up to them. Right? I'm not comparing him to them because he is greater than them. Mattathias and his sons are greater than the men out here. But what I'm trying to say is just look at how the way those men are looked up to. People go and do what Dr. Umar Johnson says. Right? So this is what he's saying, man. People look up to you. These heathens came to Mattathias and his sons up. You're a great man. People look up to you in your community, in your neighborhood, in the city, and your name rings out. So why don't you go ahead and do a favor for us? Because if you do it, everybody else is going to do it. Keep going. And this is the reason why they pay these athletes and these entertainers millions and millions of dollars to advertise whatever it is that they want, that they have. Because if they do it, then the whole masses will do or buy or wear whatever it is or drink whatever it is these guys are doing, right? Keep going.
Come. Verse 18. Now therefore come thou first and fulfill the king's commandment.
Then fulfill the king's commandment. Now the king had ordered them to do something, but what the king ordered them to do was something contrary to what the Most High is ordering them to do. Right? Keep going.
Come. Like as all the heathen have done, yea, and the men of Judah also, and such as remain at Jerusalem. So shalt thou and thy house be in the number of the king's friends, and thou and thy children shall be honored with silver and gold and many rewards.
So just like I was saying, if you do this for us, people are gonna follow you and do what you do. And if you do this, the king will be looking out for you. Your kids will be taken care of. You're gonna have silver and you're gonna have gold. You're gonna have riches beyond. It's not only the riches that you're gonna have, but you're gonna have the clout of the king's heir. The king will know who you are because you did this for him. The people are going to listen to you because of the status that you have. Right? Keep going.
Come. Verse 19. Then Mattathias answered and spake with a loud voice.
He ain't whisper this. He told him flat out with a loud voice. When you say something loud, you know what I'm saying, like this, there is no there's no yitch in you. You know what I'm saying? He's saying, yeah, exactly. There's none of that in you. You saying this with authority, right? Keep going.
Come. Though all the nations,
Slack, if I could, I've heard this story 1,000 times. There was Esau that came to Commander General Yahanna with a suitcase full of money and said, all you got to do is this, and that. And Commander General Yahanna responded, and just like this brother responded with a loud voice saying, get the hell out of my house. Get out of my face with this and take your money with you. How many of us could have, man, I've heard so many stories where I know where he got the strength from, but I don't know if I could have done a tenth of what he's been through. There's a reason why Commanding General Yahanna is Commanding General Yahanna. There is a reason why. And because of that, I have a chance at redemption. You have a chance at redemption. The other brothers and sisters here have a chance at redemption because Commanding General Yahanna is strong enough to tell these heathens no. To tell at a time where it wasn't popular, where he didn't have, the money. He didn't have the clout. He didn't have the things that he has now to run the nation. It would have been easy to go down and do this, right? Everybody else is doing it. Jesse Jackson doing it. Al Sharpton is doing it. Why not? No. What's that dude's name in Chicago? Farrakhan is doing it. No, you gotta have integrity and morals to stand up for the one true living God, and that's exactly what Commander General Yahanna has done. That's exactly what Commander General Yahanna is teaching us to do. Now I have the courage to tell these bastards no. Why? Because I seen a man greater than me do it, and he taught me how to do it. Right? Keep going.
Come. Though all the nations that are under the king's dominion obey him and fall away every one of the religion of their fathers.
Right? Everybody who's obeying this bastard king and turning their back on the Most High. Keep going.
Come. And give consent to his commandments. Verse 20. Yet will I and my sons and my brethren walk in the covenant of our fathers.
As for me and my house, we are going to do what the Most High tells us to do. So take this goddamn pork and then get the hell up out of my house, right? Keep going.
Verse 21. God forbid that we should forsake the law and the ordinances. Verse 22. We will not hearken to the king's words.
We ain't going to listen. Keep going.
Come. To go from our religion, either on the right hand or the left.
We ain't going to stray. Not just a little bit or not a whole lot. We are not going to stray, right? We're not going to eat pork just on the third Sunday of the 7th month of the year. No, we're not going to do it at all. We're not going to celebrate the quinceañeras. We're not going to celebrate what's one thing time milestone or Sweet 16s. We're not going to celebrate that. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to celebrate
Day of the Dead.
We're not going to celebrate the Day of the Dead. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to celebrate Christmas. We're not going to do it just once. And then no. None of this is going to happen. We're not going to do it from we're not going to stray from the left or to the right. Keep going.
Come. Verse 23. Now when he had left speaking these words, there came one of the Jews in the sight of all to sacrifice on the altar.
He was such a dirty bastard that he wasn't even named. He was just one of us. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't even Jesse Jackson. He wasn't even Al Sharpton. He was just some nigga who wanted a coon. And man, if I could have played that my song.
Yeah.
Salakia, wait, read what you got, Salakia.
Come. Verse 23. Now when he had left speaking these words, there came one of the Jews in the sight of all to sacrifice on the altar, which was at Modin, according to the king's commandment. Verse 24.
Hold on. All right, keep going.
Verse 24. Which thing when Mattathias saw, he was inflamed with zeal.
All right, hold on. He was inflamed with zeal. And this is what was going through his head. Slakia. That's what he was thinking. All right, Sly, I just had to do it. Sly, we do not own the rights to that song, so don't flag us.
God.
So Mattathias seen what was going on, and what?
He was inflamed with zeal.
He was pissed off. He was so pissed off. What?
And his reins trembled.
He was on his horse, and his reins was trembling. He was just so goddamn pissed off. He was mad. Right? Keep going. After I done told these niggas I'm not doing this. Right? And this coon just coming on up, right after me and then doing exactly what I said I was going to do and I didn't want my people to do? Keep going.
Come. Neither could he forbear to shew his anger according to judgment.
He couldn't just hold it in. He couldn't hold it in. Keep going.
Come. Wherefore he ran and slew him upon the altar.
He ran and slew him upon the altar. They was sacrifice a goddamn pig on the altar of the Most High. You know how disgusting and vile that is? Are you serious? So he ran and slew him right there. He couldn't contain his rage. Not only did he kill that man, keep going.
Come, verse 25. And also the king's commissioner.
And also the man who put him up to doing it. The devil who put him up to doing it, he took his life as well. Now, the UPK does not condone violence. Does not advocate violence. This is not what we are here to do now in this time. What we are here to do is to provoke the Most High to send Christ back so that he can go ahead and slay this oppressor. Christ. So how do we get to do to provoke the Most High to send Christ back? Stop eating pork. Stop eating shrimp, crab, and lobster. Stop celebrating pagan holidays and Juneteenth and bowing to your woman according to saying that she is God. What kind of nonsense is this? How about stop aborting your babies? How about stop sending your woman to abort the babies? She's only doing it because you don't want to be around, or you're telling her to do it. How about you women stop having these so-called hot girl summers? How about we all stop smoking weed? How about we all stop selling poison to our people? How about we buy black? You know what I'm saying? There's so much that we can do to say that we are not with you, the world, Esau, that will actually uplift our people. It will actually uplift our people. Stop selling drugs. Stop doing drugs. Stop throwing your woman away. Woman, if that's your man, that is your man forever. You are not to leave him. And because of that, once we do that, the Most High will actually send Christ back. We get enough people to do that. The Most High will send Christ back and avenge all of us. Keep going. There's a little bit more before I stand down.
Come. Who compelled men to sacrifice. He killed at that time. Come. He killed at that time. And the altar he pulled down.
And he pulled the altar down. Keep going.
Come. Verse 26. Thus dealt he zealously for the law of God, like as Phinehas did unto Zambri, the son of SHALAM. Verse 27. And Mattathias cried throughout the city with a loud voice.
So this is a contagious part right here. After he did what he did, he slayed those two men and tore down that abomination now of an altar. What did he do? He went throughout the city and what?
And cried, and Mattathias cried throughout the city with a loud voice, saying, whosoever is zealous of the law and maintaineth the covenant, let him follow me.
Let him follow me. Let him follow me. Courageous is contagious. And then what happened? What is the very next verse?
Verse 28. So he and his sons fled into the mountains and left all that ever they had in the city.
They didn't take nothing. He and his sons, and it was other men that followed him into the mountains. And then they waged a war against Esau. And so much so that they won. They won battles, many battles, so much so that if you just read up, continue on to in the Maccabees, and you'll see exactly how they gave fits to Esau and the Greeks, and how they put them to death. And not only that, the men who did not follow them and decided to fight Esau, they were slain. Why? Because there's only one person there's only one body that has the truth. Everybody else will get slain. That's according to the scripture. That's not my words. There's only one body. And with that, I pass the class over to Priest and Officer Pagaiwa. Come on up.
I.S.U.P.K. security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K. out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yahanna. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or a sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or a sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After the 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. It means 10th in Hebrew, and it's pronounced ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, gives to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocation.
Memorial blowing of trumpets.
The memorial of blowing of trumpets. What was the date, sir?
First day of the 7th month.
The first day of the 7th month.
Sunday, September 25th.
Sunday, September 25th, 2022. You can find this in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verses 24 and 25. 24 and 25. Remind Akim and Akwathian to check on social media, such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on, for ISUPK events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, you should start wearing all black, which includes black boots, black shirts, black pants, black headband, or scarf. And with that, I say Ahmadium, which means to stand. Men of Israel, we'll give one courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Ahmadium Shabbat, Ahmadium, Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatah,
Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatah.
Yahya Matah, class dismissed.
I'm in a rush.